Oh, uncomfortably doing
And
a public
so
place, yeah.
Oh, I'm drunk. No. Yeah, that's going to be the cold open. But he was...
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, and Itisdpayne.
Hello, I'm here to talk about my movie.
That director was months ago now.
I know, I wish I saw it when we were talking about him. Remember, keep dreaming. I'm dead.
If you have ideas for a movie, just do it.
It worked for me.
But yeah, so that is D-Payne doing an impersonation of someone doing an impersonation of David Lynch, which was a few months ago. You
know what? I'm ready to go back into David Lynch. I think when I was in the middle of it, I'm like, I'm ready to be done. And now I'm like, you know what?
You've had
I'm
a
ready
breather.
for more. I'm ready for some more Lynch.
Yeah, but that was a little while ago of us watching through 12 different directors throughout the year. We are now, as D-Payne has been sharing, the penultimate.
The penultimate.
One away from our finale of the directors.
I know.
Time has flown.
This is the penultimate episode of the penultimate month.
Dun dun dun.
The way I keep using this word, it sounds like I just learned the word penultimate. But
you have it on your calendar, your like word a day calendar in front of you.
I learned about it like a year or two ago, but it's just fun to say penultimate. That's if I come up. It also sounds like a fun like grunge punk rock band name. It's like, welcome with penultimate. I don't know, I have an accent. Let's rock. Get your braces and your cheese. Anyway, it shows I don't listen to a lot of English music.
That's okay. That's a great transition though, because we have not been watching English movies. Well, I guess last week's was in English, but the director is South Korean. Take your guesses now if you haven't already read the title of the episode.
My brain thought you were saying, like, I heard everything, and then you're like, take your guesses now. I'm like, of what Korea he's from? Like, you just said it.
That's the only, it's a or B answer.
Yeah. And then it's like, this sounds, what was it, the Fairly Odd Parents? It sounds like one of those things where it's just like, this is only from the influence of Very Odd Parents. There's a Central Korea.
But yeah, so this month is Bong Joon. We are, like you said, penultimate. So this is our third movie that out of the four that we're watching by him. And it is interesting. We talked a little bit about last week's movie, Snowpiercer, where we said, like, there was a lot of good, interesting stuff in it. And then reading some of the trivia, which was production companies were like, what if you changed it? And things like that. And then now we're back to, like, we went from The Host to Snowpiercer, and now we're to Parasite, where it was a movie that he wrote, created, and directed. And it's, just feels nice. It's this nice movie. Okay, nice is not the right way to put it, but...
No, you said what you said.
It is not a pleasant time, but it is a good movie.
I think this is one of my favorite movie posters.
With the family standing in the yard?
Yeah, and they're like all their eyes blocked out.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could get it bigger on here, but I can't. Oh, I just closed Wikipedia. I didn't want to. If you click on there, it gives like a description. A man stands on a lawn. His eyes are censored by a black line. There, as are those of a boy behind him. A younger couple of people relax on a sun lounger, their eyes covered by a white line. Someone's legs lying in the grass enter the frame. There's Korean text above the man's head, as well as in the white margin below the picture. It looks like a cassette tape album.
I could see that. It's like, it's not grainy, but it definitely has like a little bit of that energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like we've been saying this a lot for movies we've been watching recently, but this is, again, a movie, the less you know, the better going in. But I feel like this movie...
Guys, don't worry. Next month, we will literally not be saying that.
You'll get a break from that. But I know this movie did become really popular because it has won a lot of, like, accreditations in the U.S. So I would.
Wasn't it the one of the first one? Was it Oscar or like it
I
was?
forget which movie award, but yeah.
Wait, I'm here on the Wikipedia. Let's see if I scroll down. What? Hold on. I just saw here. We're getting a little bit of trivia early. Apparently, February of this year, they have started production for an HBO limited television series
I don't.
based on this film.
I kind of like. I don't know. I like the bucket that this movie lives in.
Yeah.
So if it's
like
not the same family, maybe. But then again, like
yeah.
it's hard to recreate this family.
It says it's based on it, so I'm wondering if it's gonna be like the mom and the two kids after.
Mm.
That was slightly spoilers.
Slightly spoilers.
And the dad. There's a dad.
What happens
Multiple
to
dads.
what happens to everybody involved?
Yeah.
There we go. That's what we'll do.
Oh, hold up. I thought of something what it could be.
You're gonna message me.
I will save that for when we get
to spoiler. Oh, you're gonna save for Spoiler Town?
I will save it for Spoiler Town because it is very much the end of the movie.
Oh.
So
Oh. Okay.
I'm like, yeah, it's like it could be that.
But I also like the vagueness of the ending. But
so
again.
do I. But any poops. Yeah. This is fun. I you know what? We're not gonna have a lot of preamble. I'm getting to die out now because
you're that excited to talk about it?
No, you have. I am excited to talk about it, but you don't really. I think it's rare to when you message and he's like, "I am so excited to talk about this movie," and you were the one that messaged me last night. He's like, "I just finished the movie. I forgot how good it was. Are you going to talk about it?" I also have to. So it's funny because it's like now that we have hung out in person more than just PAX Unplugged, it's like the frequent listener, like we call like you and Strider by like we reference you by like your actual name. So there's like multiple times I'll be like and hot, but my brain will be like and no.
Too
like,
many names. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no. And I was like, I almost gave the name that shouldn't be mentioned, but I'm like, most of the people on the stream now, I'm like, I don't think they really know who you are.
I've aged out. But yeah, so
you retired. You graduated.
As Itisdpayne said, we have dice to roll. So what we do, if you're new here, is we roll 12-sided dice since we have watched through, or we're on Director 11 out of 12, but we will be watching 12 throughout the year. Whoever rolls higher gives a short, non-spoiler summary of the movie. We ask each other questions, get some discussion going, and then we go into Spoiler Town. And you will be warned, and you'll be told what movie is next week in case you want to skip and then come back later.
I just thought it would have been a really fun thing if you rolled the number of the number director we're on, and you had, like, that was an automatic win. Like, that was a crit.
That would be funny.
I'm annoyed that I thought of it now at the end of the year.
Hard to implement it, yeah.
Yeah, we can start it next month. Okay, I'm rolling. I rolled a number.
So did I.
Prove it.
It's a 2.
Oh, I rolled a 7.
Oh, your turn.
Yep. All right. This movie is about a nice family that get along and just want to get ahead in life. And they smell great.
I forgot how good that scene is. Anyway, that's for Spoiler Town.
Anyway, pretty much it is about a family that is down on their luck and just are really just struggling, and then through a single connection and a gift that they think brings luck, they are able to pretty much become a staff for this very rich couple as they use trickery to get their stuff. And everything is morally gray and some morally gross. But anyway, that is all.
Yeah, that's the least spoilery you can get.
Yes.
I will say that it is worth checking some content warnings for this one. There is
Nah.
because the themes are pretty heavy in terms of like classism and disparity and poverty, and then there is also I wouldn't say it's like violence like to be gory, but I think because the violence in it is not over the top, it makes it kind of like grosser. Not
It
grosser.
almost
Yeah.
like it feels real. Like some of
Yeah.
the stuff is like there's like a scene just like boop, and it's like oh.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, so I would say like if you're not comfortable with seeing
if you saw the movie, what I just said makes sense.
yeah, if acts of violence that and also an age gap relationship, we'll put that out there as well. If that makes you uncomfortable. Although that one's a bit of a I can't say it's grooming, but it also is at the I don't know. It's power
it's
dynamics.
not the center. It is not the center of the story, but it does happen
on screen.
Yes.
Well, nothing physical.
Okay, nothing. Everything is kept PG.
Yeah.
On the, I was about to say, I was like, this might be a surprise, and then my brain's like, it's not a surprise. Hop knows you. It's like, I was like, it might come as a surprise to maybe some of our listeners that I never read any content warnings or anything. I go in, I'm like, I don't want to know anything. And the only time I really read content warnings is if I have to do, ever since The Cell, if I got to bring something here and it's not just me watching it and Hop hasn't watched it yet, I'm like, all right, well, now I got to do some work.
Yeah, like, I don't have, like, I would say, like, I don't have that many content warnings that will, like, upset me. But it's, like, surprising. Thankfully, animal violence is one that I see a lot because I watch horror. But there's no animal violence or animal death in this one. There's
Humans are animals.
There's a little bit of roughhousing.
Yeah.
But I don't think the dog was particularly perturbed. He was just kind of like, eh.
Yep. So,
Question
do you have
time.
some questions for me?
Okay. I'll start off with, if this was the only movie you watched by this director, would you watch the rest of their catalog?
Oh. Yes, this is not the only movie in his catalog, but yes, I would watch more.
Big agree. I mean, like Dpayne said, I had messaged him saying, like, I forgot how much I like this movie. Because I watched this when it
I'm gonna bring it up. It's right here.
Yeah, I watched this when it was in Western theaters. So it's a bit of time now.
I laugh every time at this screenshot from one of the host episode. Angry you. Oh, I got the hiccups. Okay, that's when I had to log out of everything. And then here, okay, I found it. Man, I forgot how much I love the movie Parasite. And then hiccups. She didn't write hiccups. But as it was like all the shots of the basement door. That's right, another spoiler. There's a basement. And there is not Kronk, but Pancha, I think his name is. From Emperor's New Groove. Where did these hiccups come from?
Chug, 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 chug.
I don't know how true it is, but my brother, he went to, I think it was Scotland, and he went, like, with a bunch of friends. He met online, and he, like, they were drinking beers and everything, and he was saying, like, yeah, chug, chug, chug. And everyone started looking at him funny, and he's just like, what? Apparently, I think it was Scotland he was in. That is a word used for masturbation.
Oh, uncomfortably do in a public place, yeah.
Oh, I'm drunk. No. Yeah, that's going to be the cold open. But he was just telling everyone to masturbate in public at, like, yelling in a bar, and I was like, what are you saying?
I don't think you mean what you're saying. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
yeah.
like D-Pain was bringing up with his screenshot, it's yeah, I watched this when it was in Western release and it was in theaters, and I haven't rewatched it since. But there's a lot of like, this is one of those movies where there's a lot of like moments that stick with you, not because the rest of the movie isn't interesting, but because like the way that everything builds up into the moments, it's just like, oh, okay, whether you like it or not, like it has a very like intense build to the movie.
Yeah. This movie feels like it should be a slow burn, but it's like
It's really fast
it's
paced.
just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like you get in and you're just like there's not a lot of time for you to be like there are moments when you kind of get like a breather, but then it's like what? It's like then it's just once again like okay, bada bing bada boom baby, let's go.
There's a lot of consequences to actions, I will say. So
Yes.
if you're watching the movie going, wow, this is all terrible and awful, and there's a lot of things are working out, it's okay.
Yes.
So then, yeah, we both agreed we would watch the rest of the catalog by this director, which I think we almost are. A good chunk of it, at least. I think.
Yeah.
I know the next movie we'll be watching is his latest release.
Spoilers.
So how much did you root for the characters, or did you root for any?
So I was thinking about this question as we drew closer to this episode, and I I don't think I rooted for anybody, but I think there's one character that I feel bad for,
Okay.
and it's the mom.
She was like, everyone said mean things, but I feel like she was just nice to a fault.
Yeah, and I feel like out of all it's not like it is said that she's like I guess the best way of putting it is not the brightest bulb. Ooh,
Like,
man,
she's
where did these
gullible.
hiccups come from? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's gullible and everything, but she is doing that because it's like she's trying to do the best for her kids. She's trying to do the best for her family, and it's like it's very clear. She's like I'm not a homemaker. Like I don't know how to cook. I'm terrible at cleaning, but my husband like he has this really good job, and so I'm being the manager of the house and making sure that everything's taken care of. I'm making sure that my kids are taken care of and everything. And I think it's because she just wants the best for her family with everything. And I think we see the most of it when she's planning the party, where it's like I think that's when we see her at most in her element.
Yeah, she's like, unfortunately, like, she's focused a lot on one of her kids, where we kind of
Yeah.
see where the other kid, why her personality develops the way that it is in the film. But yeah, like, she pays a lot of like little detail attentions to her family. And like you said, yeah, she's definitely trying to like find the best staff to fill the roles as best to her ability to
Yeah.
make sure everything is like smooth.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things like as we're watching, it's like I think it's another thing where like we don't get a real sense of how long things have been going.
Everything feels day by day.
Yeah, it feels like oh we did that. Like it feels like okay, which thinking about it and some of the comments that they made, it doesn't make sense because there had to be at least a little bit of time in between there, but I think it would probably also would help if I had a better understanding of like just the seasons of Korea because I feel like one of the big scenes in there would probably help show what like
The
how much time has
timeline.
actually
Yeah.
passed. But yeah, but now like that was pretty much the mom. Like it's just like man, I hope. It's like I guess I just felt real bad for her because it was just like man, she's trying her best. I can't blame her for anything because it's not like these people are being like stupid. It's not like they're being like outwardly malicious or anything. Like, we're seeing all the behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes, but it's like to where she's only seeing like what they're showing, and I'm like, no, if I was in her shoes, I would, with how everything was going and just how everything lined up. It's like, yeah, no, I, I think I'd be as distraught and everything. Like, I think at most, I think every like the whole family comes in maybe within the course of a month. I think
Yeah,
maybe.
they do make the comment. The two kids in the family do make the comment, like, "Are we already ready to go to the next phase?" And then they
Yeah,
kind of like, I think that's the moment that's really interesting to me. We'll talk about it in Spoiler Town,
yeah,
but yeah, like it seems like they had a plan, and like you said, it was meant to take like some amount of time, but that like within the movie they have a quick offline, like, "Are we sure we should do this
yeah,
already?" So even though like it might have been a month, it still was probably faster than they probably should have done things, and it's
yeah.
faster than they
Oh,
probably originally planned. But
yeah.
but
How about
no,
you?
like
Oh,
season. But you mentioned the seasons. At most, we see what like really nice weather, and then like you said, like thunderstorms.
yeah. I don't. It's mainly because I'm just reading some books based in Japan where and some different things where I think there is like a monsoon season, like kind of how like near the end of the year here on the east coast of America there's like
The
it's
hurricane
normally
season,
hurricane
yeah.
season, and over in Japan I know they have like uh, monsoons season is a trope that comes up a lot, not a trope, but it is a theme that comes up a bunch. So I don't know if Korea just being so close to that area, if they have something similar. I don't know, but yeah, like it almost feels like spring to like almost it feels like maybe late spring into the summer
Mm,
because of because
yeah,
I yeah. So anyway,
I can see that.
uh,
Is that the
yeah.
only person you rooted for then, the mother?
Um, I think I think at least this watch. I'm trying to think of all the different characters because like the kids were kids. Like I didn't really out of like the main four. Um, I think the only person like that I maybe felt like a little bit sorry about, like, it would probably been the dad of the one family. Like, I wasn't really rooting for him to win, but it's like I think this watch I really noticed like the shame and embarrassment he was feeling about things that he's just like things that like he were kind of out of his control,
Mm-hmm.
and like when he's hearing like the real thoughts of these people, and then he just has to like kind of suck it up. um yeah, it's so like there's I think those two characters like this watch I was like really seeing
No, those are
like stood
yeah,
out.
yeah. Like the dad, I think on this watch, it's not that I like empathize with him, so to speak, but I definitely was like, I can see how he got to where he did a lot more clearly, and like
Hmm.
there is like kind of like I don't know. There's a lot of like sneaky forms of like symbolism and stuff. Again, for Spoiler Town, that come
Hmm.
up and I think are pretty interesting. That play a lot more into I think the way that he ends up handling himself compared to like the way that like the rest of the family does. Because I feel like he's the least ruthless somehow out of all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like at some points I felt a little bit bad for the boy, but then at the same time, like if we're to believe the sister, then maybe like it's maybe he knows what he's doing. So again, it's that you talked about like the different aspects of directors, and one of Bong Joon Ho's is complex characters, and like these characters are definitely like even if they don't have a lot of screen time, the way
Hmm.
they're talked about are all pretty fascinating. But yeah, like
Yeah.
the mom was definitely she didn't realize that she had gotten herself into what she did. The dad was like almost laughably unlikable, so that made me kind of like think of him in a different, like, he's like so unlikable that you're like, is he gonna turn likable? I don't know that he does, but I think I just feel bad because he was just not present enough to see everything kind of like coming to the surface. He just had to deal with the consequences of everything that led up to that moment. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to like go into it without just talking about the movie direct. So I have another question for you.
Oh no.
What grade would you give the plot?
Definitely A plus. Like it's like I don't know. I knew what was gonna happen, and I still enjoyed it, and was picking out other things.
Yeah, this is definitely a movie that's like fun on a rewatch. I think I'd also give it like an A minus. I think the only thing that like I would love more from the movie, like you said, timeline would have been kind of a little like interesting thing to see if we could pick up on that. But yeah, otherwise I think it's just like in ways that we said Snowpiercer, there's not enough time to really build up any of this tension or to build up the characters. I think that Parasite does a really good job of like really going and delving into the actual differences between everybody and kind of their motivations a little bit more so. Whereas Snowpiercer was very much like they're poor, they're mad. It's like, okay, but like yes.
Oh, that's us.
But yeah, so then final question before we let people know it's time for Spoiler Town. How likely would you recommend this movie to others?
Yes.
Yes.
We've been doing that for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, to quote Hop from the beginning, it's just the less you know, if you haven't seen it, the better. And just go in for the ride.
Yeah, I'd say if you had to, like, if you were forced to give this a genre, what would you personally call it? Like, I feel like it's not considered a thriller, but it has thriller elements. It has, like,
Noir. It has a little bit of noir.
it has a little bit of noir going on.
You know what? I think it's a heist movie.
In a lot of ways it is, yeah.
Like, it's got like all the different elements of it. I clicked this screen and now I'm very blue. But yeah, just with everything in there, where it's just like you get the job. The job is a little bit unconventional, but it's like, okay, here's the job. Here's the score. The only thing, though, which I guess is a little bit of a nitpick, is that the score is them getting the jobs, and it doesn't feel like there was really any plan for after that.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just like
they definitely were like, we're in. It's like, all right, what are you going to do now that you're in? They're like, not care as much because we're in. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah. Like, I guess there's some things where, like, the son says, he's like, no, this isn't like when he gets a certain degree, he's like, no, I'm gonna make this real. So it's not like this isn't plagiarism. It is just I got it early. So yeah, it seems like, okay, trying to get out of the hole that they're in, but yeah, with certain other things that happen in there, we'll talk about in Spoiler Town. It's
on its way.
Yeah. But yeah. So for anyone who doesn't want to join us in Spoiler Town, what we are watching next week, that's my budget sheet. We're
watching your budget sheet.
I should watch it more. No. Well, last month I misread it and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so short on money." And then this week, this week I was like double checking things, or last week I'm like, "Oh, I had a lot more money in my budget than I thought I did for last month."
That's always a
Any,
treat.
but we are watching probably the newest movie of this year.
Not of this year. It's newest movie in our series of movie watching.
Yes, yeah, not yeah, the Mickey 17, which I think came out this year, right?
I believe it was 2025.
Yeah. We'll find out next week, for sure. Yeah, so, because I don't think any other movies that we watched came out this, 2025, if people are watching this in the future.
Hello, future people.
Why are you here? No. No, but it's all goods. I think something just to hint at, for the end of the year, since we've been talking about a handful of different things, is that we will be doing, so next month, is our last month, and it also has 5 Mondays. For people who don't know, if you listen or see this on YouTube later, we release these on Mondays, and there's 5 Mondays in December. But we are going to be doing something a little bit different, where we're going to be kind of going through and looking back. We're kind of having our own like award show for all the movies that we watched and talked about. I know normally we do a book.
I think I think we're kicking off next year with that.
Yeah, I think that we're starting off with that, and then we say that we're going to be recording it back to back pretty much. So
That's not for them to know. That's for us to know.
it's okay. I'll let them all know. But yeah, we are doing this. So next week you guys will find out who the next director is. But yeah, it'll be a little bit fun. Like there's some fun little award categories that are in there. I'm not even going to tell them what it is. You guys are just going to come in. My brain's now thinking, like, what can we call our award show? And the only thing that came to my head was the Dissies.
Deceased?
The Dissies.
Oh, kind
Diss.
of like the Razzies.
Yeah, it's like, okay, who won a Dissy? Or
We promise they're not all mean.
yeah. But I can't find a fun way to say pointless.
Pointies.
Yeah. And the pointies. But yes. So for anyone that will be listening to that episode in a couple weeks, feel free to update all their Wikipedia pages. But shall we go to Spoiler Town?
I'm ready to head there. Oh, I guess the only other thing I'd say to people, if you're not sticking around for Spoiler Town, since we told you not to if you haven't seen the movie yet,
Excuse me.
is also we have plans of doing more movies, but a different format for next year, where we have a big old wheel, and we don't know what we'll be watching week by week, but we do know what the prompt will be. And if you can think of any fun prompts for us, feel free to leave them in comments, reviews, or whatever is the best form to reach us based on the way you like to listen to us.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It's like the past couple years all like coming up.
All mixed
All as
together
one.
in a way. Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me still wants to do another bracket,
Ugh, we got to learn how to pace ourselves.
which I think we would do better. I think we learned not to do 8 movies in one day. Or do movies that we already watched. That'd be fun. Take every movie that we watched for Pointless Discourse and do a giant, whatever it's called, bracket. That would be the opening. Like, it's like, okay, we're going to do like 5 minutes, go through, and then it'll be like 80 minutes later. It's like, okay, we finished two brackets. Anyway, I'm about to hit this button in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Off to spoiler town. Doot doot. Turn back if you don't want to hear the spoils.
The spoils.
Ah.
All right, so we'll say that was plenty of time for people to figure out if they are willing to be spoiled or not. But yeah, so I guess where do you want to start? There's a lot in this movie to talk about.
No. Where do you want to start?
All because I sent one message.
Yeah. You never send me messages about the movie you watched unless it's like, why didn't you tell me about blank?
Or gross. I hate this character.
Yeah, that's normally a message that I get, except for Akiro. You're like, there's cancer in this movie. It's like, no, yeah, I saw it already.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, I guess where I'd like to start is, I like the message I sent you about the basement door. It is really funny, like, the first watch for that. You're just like, wow, this is a beautiful house. It's being framed as, like, this really beautiful, ornate house, which is very true. That is, like, a big part of the story. But then another big part of the story is literally that door. Like, it's kind of like another character.
It is a portal to hell.
Depends who you ask.
Well, no,
it's a
like
cupboard. It's a cupboard for some people.
Oh, I'm just talking about like the kitchen looking into there because everything's brightly lit and everything, and in every shot,
it's just
like,
this empty.
It is this dark void that that leads down there, and I'm like, it's pretty neat, but at the same time, like that it's like with just thinking about it, like just the staircase leading down into it because it's like it's dark, it's hidden, like you can't see the lights, like even like
you can't see around the corner. Yeah,
you can't see around the corner. Most of the shots are in nighttime, and all that stuff, so it's like it's already dark, but there's still like shots in the day where it's dark down there.
Yeah, and
I think there's no like natural light.
And I think the other fun thing about it is like as soon as they walk down the steps, it looks like a basement because the rest of the house is like spotless. They talk about how it's been architected by like a famous person, and everything is like you can tell the attention to detail between like the windows to the glass fixtures to the lighting is all very specific. And then you get to the basement and it's just like bare wall. Yeah. And it's almost like that same kind of like, again, like I said, there's a lot of like metaphors hidden throughout this movie, but just that scene where she's like, all right, I'll go downstairs and get something for you. And then the mother of the house pops out and she's just like, where is everything? Like she has no clue how anything works down there.
Yeah. Speaking about like just that basement in general and just the family, why is that family so clumsy? It's like there's so many plot points that are just caused because they slip on stairs.
Yeah, I just took it as like a way for Bong Joon Ho to kind of emphasize that they are just like, I guess like it's kind of come up in other parts of the movie too, where they are allowed to be careless, right? Yeah. Whereas, like, a lot of the other characters that revolve around them, like, they basically fund families to be able to eat, yet they're allowed to make all these mistakes, they're allowed to be silly, they're allowed to, like, fall over and go, haha, sorry, not a big deal. Whereas, like, the housekeeper, if she messes up, like, a vegetable, then they go, hey, you cooked the vegetable wrong. And she has to be, like, this perfect. And even though she's, like, cleaning the house and everything, her uniform is, like, and her hair is all, like, perfect. Whereas you have like the actual family, like she makes the comment about like, haha, it's a beautiful house, now it's a playground for toys. They don't appreciate the house.
Yeah. No, I was talking more about like the family that like takes all the roles inside the house.
Oh, like, yeah.
Because they're like sitting there and it's like when the maid goes down into the basement for the first time, and they're all just like sitting there and they're telling the mom like, go in there, and there's like, and then like I think the son slips. Yeah,
like he's leaning too far forward on the step.
Yeah, like his foot slips, and then it's like
that's when domino.
Yeah. and then there's like another scene where he's like, okay, there's no plan. We got to go take care of it, and he slips again, dropping the rock, and so there's like that. I'm
So I took
like
those parts as kind of like we have the scenes right before a lot of those clumsy moments is when
mhm.
they give up on the act, right? Because they're like, oh, they're gone for the weekend. We're gonna drink their alcohol as if they wouldn't
Yes.
realize that alcohol is missing. We're gonna eat all of their food again as if they wouldn't notice all their food's missing, and make this
Hmm.
like big mess because they go like, we've tricked them for so long. There's no way that like she'll notice us. So yeah, I think I imagine a lot of those scenes are about how they're just like they're not calculated anymore because they feel like they don't have to be. Because
Yeah.
honestly, with how much they've gotten away with and theoretically how much they've gotten paid and also how many lives they've ruined, they kind of cracked the code.
Yeah. So so out of the family members who take over the positions in the house, I guess ranking them from 1 to 4, who do you think is what are your like? Because they're all like kind of almost essential to the point, but it's just like who do you like? I guess fitting their role. I don't know a good way to
Like who do you think like actually like does their job
does
or
their job, or just like your favorite, like just from what we see, like your personal favorite of like knowing how this family acts, like before they start working for the family, and then when they start getting into all their different roles, like, and how they act in that role.
yeah.
Like
I
what
think I
what's your
think
ranking for favorite, least to the most?
least favorite to most favorite.
Yeah, or however you want to do it. I don't really
Okay.
think.
I would say my least favorite was probably the son, and we've kind of talked about this where he has some proclivities that are like I understand that like I guess for me it's like on a positive side note is like maybe he just saw the family as like or saw her as more of like a means for oh, this is like my ticket out rather than actually being like creepy. But also, I
Hmm.
don't believe that he's not creepy. I
Well,
believe
yeah, he
that he
has
is a
that.
creep.
Yeah, he has that whole scene where he's like, "I will have this house because I am going to marry the daughter."
Ugh, ugh, sir, please, please. But yeah, it's just like this mixed bag. So I think I put him on the bottom of my tier list. And then I think after that, I think I put the mom because I feel like the mom, like, even though she ended up being able to do the job by, like, I don't know if, like, she was good at it or she was just like, well, somebody needs to stay in the house.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like she was just, she didn't know how to play the part well enough to be like,
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, because if she got annoyed, she was very bad at hiding it and everything like that. And because I think she was the last one to get pulled into the scheme, she was like, oh, I have it easy. And then they give her the hardest job in the house, and she's just like,
Hmm.
like on first watch, I thought that she was going to be the one to give away who they really were just because she was just like almost careless at times. And then I think after that, I would put Jessica because I thought Jessica was really interesting because she's clearly like really smart about everything, but
Hmm.
also she's just like a bad person.
Yes,
She's just a
it
bad
is.
person.
It is like even the family says she is a terrible person.
Yeah. And then I think I put the dad on the top, and I think it's because, like you said, on the second watch, I had a little bit more empathy for him this time around. Because
Hmm.
by the end, you can tell that he's like everything's catching up to him, and he's trying to think of like, he thinks of it in terms of like not necessarily how to get rich, like I think the rest of the family's thinking about it, but I feel like he thinks about it in terms of like where did I fail my family,
Hmm.
which I think is an interesting like look into all of it. How about
Yeah.
you?
I think for me personally, I would agree with that list. I think personally, I would just switch Jessica and the dad. Um, Mainly because none of this would be possible without Jessica.
This is true.
Like, she is the one who knows how to make the counterfeit degree. She's the one that pretty much
Saves the brother at different points of him almost
yeah,
making mistakes. Yeah.
and definitely like she is the driving force. I feel like for getting the family into there, where and it's done very subtly. Where there's like a quick line that it almost feels like a throwaway line when the mom comes in and she's delivering fruit to everybody, and like it's even there like you can tell like there's just things like where like the mom is definitely happy that like okay like we're making money, we're doing this all together, and she's acting like their mom in their like while they're there. But it's like no, you can't like for that role you're not supposed to be
Friendly
familiar.
to them. Yeah.
And Jessica like like kind of like reprimands her mom where it's just like what are
Don't
you
come
doing
in here.
It's
Yeah.
like what are you doing next time, just leave the fruit, just knock on the door and leave the fruit at the door, we'll come and get it. And it's like it feels like she's the one that's like no, you might be like the brother might be chasing something that was not part of the plan, and the mom's just kind of relaxing, and the dad like I'll get to him in a bit, but it's like it feels like Jessica is like the one that's like no, like it's because I believe they do say there's a part in there where they're like they reveal that she was like conning people
At weddings.
and
Stuff, yeah.
all that stuff, and so it's like no, she has this history and she knows the game that they're trying to play, and so I think that's probably why she has a little bit of like a short temper, like or not temper, but is tougher on her family because it's like if we want to make this work, you got to get your act together.
Yeah.
So like, and I think that's interesting on its own, like of just because like she is not the main character, she is like the supporting character, and she's very much like, dude, I almost like I want to get the lavish lifestyle with doing the least amount of work possible.
Oh yeah, they all have that attitude, but she's the only
Yeah.
one that kind of understands like if you're gonna try and like you said play the game, you have to like commit to the game.
Fully commit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the dad, the only reason why I would switch them is that like he's brought it. He's like really happy that like his two kids like have jobs and they're like fine, like there's stuff in there, and then it's like oh there's obviously like some sort of plan that they talk about that we don't see on screen. We just see it play out, which I think is good. And yeah, just as you were saying, and I agree, like in this watch, it's just like it feels like there's a lot of scenes where he's friendly towards the architect, the dad, and like he's really bonding with them and all that stuff, and to the point where the dad's like, yeah, no, like the driver, he's really good, like I like him and all that stuff. It's just, but it always seems like there's this moment where he's about to go step over the line, which is like the thing I hate the most, but he never does. And it almost feels like he's trying to figure out his own kind of like relationship with his family, because he's just like, oh man, you work so hard and you do all this stuff for your wife. It's because you love her, right?
And then he has that like,
He's like, and it's almost like, it's like, no, I didn't marry her for love.
Yeah, and it also gives like that whole false sense of what a man of a house is. So like he sees like this, like you said, like he's a powerful man who has this beautiful house, he has his beautiful wife, he has his kids that are all provided for, and then him as a driver is like, so you love them, right? And he goes, yeah.
And
Whereas like them as a family, like as bad as people as they are, they stick together.
yeah. And I think he's like, because there's even a line in there which, like, when we get to the end, it's really neat because I think this is when they're drunk, where they're all drinking. His wife says, the line is like, no, if there's danger, like, he's gonna crawl away like a cockroach. Like, he's gonna be the first one. Like, she's like, I'll have to be the one to defend us if real danger comes, because he's just going to run. And I think it's interesting, like, seeing that, and it's like, and he knows that about himself, but throughout all this, he's just like, I think, like, at least this time watching it, it's like, okay, he's definitely, like, I agree with what you're saying. It's like he's seeing this guy who has everything that he wishes he could have, but he doesn't have that connection with that same kind of, like, family connection, that tightness. Even though it's like it's not a perfect relationship, they're still pretty close and wanting to work together and trying to pretty much sucking the life out of this family like a parasite.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like even though it's by underhanded means, like, he's like, no, we're doing this together as a family. And so I think he's, like, having this confusion back and forth until it really comes down to, like, when Jessica, or, I know that's not her name, but
That's what they call her, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, his daughter is killed by the original housemaid's husband, who's been hiding in the house.
The original Parasite, some may say.
Yeah. The OG Parasite. Yeah, so it was just like his reaction to that, where, because, like, in this moment he's still having that confusion, because it's like that night before is like, he's like, because it's like I feel like he had respect and he liked the architect.
He's actually not an architect. He's the
architect?
He's a tech
Tech
yeah.
guy. Yeah,
because they're playing with VR headsets in the one.
Oh yeah. I thought he was an architect. It said somewhere he designed a building or whatever. It doesn't matter.
The original homeowner.
Okay, yeah.
Was the architect that built the building that the housemaid had worked for.
But yeah, so the rich dad,
as everybody calls him, Mr. Park.
Yeah, Mr. Park. They, like, I think he has like this almost one-sided friendship with them, and he's like respects and all that stuff, until it's like they get to the point when they're hiding underneath the table when they kind of got caught back there, and it's just like, oh man, like, they talk about the smell, which is like his like Achilles heel, like the thing that he's not very proud of, like,
and it's really hard for him to control. Yeah,
and he's just like, and he feels bad, and then it's just like he hears what Mr. Park really thinks of him, where it's like, no, he likes him, but at the same time he's like, he's just the help, he's not a friend. Like, where up to that point I think
they were friendly.
Yeah, and so he's already struggling with this, and then it's like their house gets flooded, and it's like everything we were trying to do is now gone, and like our jobs even being threatened by the crazy people that were there before us, and to the point where it's just like it all builds up. He sees his daughter die right in front of him, and he's like, no,
I can't help the rich people anymore. I can't. Yeah.
And so, like, that I think his story was good.
Yeah, his story is really good. And I think just the scene, like I was saying, the scene that he has where they're trying to throw the keys, and that very end bit, and so I guess in terms of like classism, it's a really stark contrast. Like the main dad, like the poor family dad, is convinced like they're doing okay. They're not as poor as they could be, because he looks down on the guy that lives in the basement, who I thought it was so funny to realize that they both had the same failed business. They both had the failed cake shop. And like the one lady, she says she hides her husband in there because the debtors won't stop looking for him. And so we have the dad of the poor family, like the main, like, you know, the family that's stolen all the jobs, where he's like, okay, at least I'm not that guy. At least I don't live in a basement. At least I don't like have like the toilet in the same hallway as me. At least mine's in a separate room. Right? He thinks he's better than the other guy. But then you have at the end when they're trying, when the guy appears and everything's going into chaos because it's supposed to be a birthday party, and there's a lot of other things related to why it like affects the rich family so much relating to the one son. You have the chaos of like the dad who was the driver has to make a decision, and like it's really clearly acknowledged that he's related to the other people that have stolen their jobs, right? They can't hide it anymore because of their visceral reactions. The driver chooses not to help the rich man with his son, who they say like needs treatment as fast as possible. And then the rich man goes, I realize he's not going to come help me for whatever reason. Can you throw me the keys? And then he ends up having to like, the dad sees the rich dad have the same physical reaction to the man living in the basement as he did as him. And the man living in the basement also has the line that's like, you know, a semi-basement is still a basement, right? We're actually the same. We're not any different from each other. We should be mad, like, kind of like discussions I've had with people. We shouldn't be mad at each other. We should be mad at the person who's, like, making it hard to live. And then you have the rich family who, I think it was also, like, that was, like, a cool moment where he sees the physical reaction and then at that moment goes, no. This is awful, because you also have like the tense moments leading up to it where he's like, he doesn't look happy to be driving the mom around, and she's bragging about this party and she's talking about food and all of this wealth and this opulence, all for a last minute thing that she can just throw money away on. She's buying the most expensive shrimp and the wine.
And it's in that scene when, because at first she never noticed the smell, but as soon as her husband mentioned it, that's when she notices it.
Yeah, and she starts rolling down the window and acting.
And he notices like
that she
the
notices.
Window.
Yeah. So he's just like we said, he has all these conflicting feelings. Like he already feels like some kind of way because his kids had to help figure out how to provide for the family, and then like he's watching just the sheer difference in lifestyles because he's just dealt with the fact his apartment has flooded with sewage water. They're all like living in a gymnasium trying to like survive. And she's out here like, oh my God, come sing at my garden party. Tee-hee. And like, he's just like, there's no way I can become like equivalent to you.
That gym looks like the same gym as the host.
It might be. It might be
I'll look in the trivia,
location.
see if it is.
But yeah, it's just like the way that a lot of these themes are approached and how it all builds up. I don't know. It's just so good. And I think it's interesting, like you said, you would think it's a slow burn with how much we have to digest from the movie. But like we're dropped in. We get like a 2-minute introduction of the family as they're struggling to find jobs. And then we get the opportunity and how they go, I have an opportunity and I'm going to run away with it. Mm-hmm. And like you, so do you want to say what you think the series could be now that we're in Spoiler Town proper?
Yeah. So I think, could be another question. And so the very end of the movie, before that, the dad, he learns that the guy living underneath the house is able to control the lights.
What a funny reveal. That sensor's being weird.
Yeah. And it's him doing Morse code.
Saying, I love you. Yeah.
Yeah. To the son, which is hilarious of how they first met and like traumatized that kid for life.
You see, in the first grade.
Yeah. And it's like even the scene, like, dude, that was like mad creepy the way you came up out of the stairs and everything. Like, no, that kid's justified. But yeah, so he's just saying all that. But pretty much we learned that the dad is hiding in the basement of the house, and he's at night clicking the light and saying, gives this whole message to his son, who we learn who is in Scouts as well and knows Morse code.
He mentions it once.
Mentioned it once in the
Very
beginning. So, and then in there we see that there's a foreign family that moves in there. I think they're German, and they go in there. So there's two things, because there's like a quick scene where it's like a future where, the son and the mom now have that house, and the dad's able to come out, and then it comes back to current day, like the current day of when he reads the message and like he wants to write a message back of how he's going to get the house. And like I remember in the first watch, it seems like it jumps ahead and that's what happens, but then it's like, no, this is like a dream that he's having. And so there's two, I feel like there's two, I guess, options with hearing that the HBO short series is going on there. One, it could be the son trying to get that house.
Okay.
But what I think would be even more interesting is, and would probably work a little bit better, is it is that family in there that is being haunted by this ghost, because it's like it's all set up for them to have a ghost story. And the people who've seen Parasite will know it's the dad in the basement flicking the lights, stealing the food, causing all these things. But to them, it's like, oh no, like at first, like, what is going on? They start digging into it. There was a violent murder. There was a death. There was multiple deaths that happened in that front yard. And then just imagine, they start like digging through. They find the original maid's body
In
buried
the bushes.
in the bushes that was buried there. And it's like, what is going on? And they start uncovering the things that happen in the movie Parasite that people just don't know what's going on.
That would be very fun.
Yeah, the whole time, like, we know, like, the reason why the lights are flickering, and because he's saying that he's doing this every night in hope that someone sees it.
And that his son will happen to come back, and yeah.
Yeah. So what if they come up and they just see this light going off in the middle of the night, and it's and it's like they're trying to like figure out, and like maybe they're only able to get to like pieces or whatever, and like they're just noticing all the things, and I'm like, that I think would be a really fun mini series of that family that's in there, because then it's like, okay, I think any like prequel or whatever's after the like
sequel?
Or sequel, there we go, thank you. I was like, what is that word? It's not proquel. But yeah, I think any like sequels like done in anything would take it wouldn't live up, and I don't think it would be as well done, and would kind of I think it would devalue it. But I think it's like, hey, if the movie Parasite is used as this ghost story event, and we have this family that wasn't there, doesn't know about it.
Yeah, because he says the realtor was really sneaky.
Yeah. It's like, that I think would be a really fun show. And if I'm close to what they're doing, I might get an HBO
just for
thing,
that.
just to see if my theory, how close it was. So, yeah. But because then they could look up the like court case, and then they could like bring in the son, and it's just like the son's just like, oh yeah, and like he could go in there, and it's just he's
Giggling.
trying to like figure out how he can help his dad like for a little bit.
Oh, I was saying giggling because of his they said it's a side effect of his brain surgery.
Oh yeah, like the giggling and yeah, all
which
that
would be
stuff.
more off-putting. Did you know there were murders here?
Yeah. So, or it'd be like they interview him outside the house, and then when he comes into the house, the giggles stop. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm gonna stop the timer because we have like 30 seconds left. But do we have any fun trivia that or stuff? I was trying.
I know you had IMDb open.
I had it
I did
open. I
not.
think there was one that I was like, let me see if there's a trivia thingy in here, and I
Here's my
looked good.
trivia. When I went to watch it, I spelled Parasite like the anime. I was like, SY? Oh, nope.
Let's see.
Okay.
Continuity. So here's goofs. I always like reading goofs. So, when the Kims are sneaking out of the house, when the Parks are sleeping on the couch, and they're doing a little bit more than sleeping. But anyway, well, not at that point. But the Kims are barefoot, and then when seen running, somehow they have their shoes. If they have left their shoes in the entrance of the Parks, they would notice them, and it'd be more likely that they would have left them in the garage.
Yeah.
And then, oh, go ahead.
I was just scrolling through trivia. I know. It's it won the Palme d'Or at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival, the first Korean film to ever do so. So that's one of the awards that we were speaking of earlier.
Yes. I love reading goofs. It's not as big, but there's another factual error, which this one's a nitpicky. But the funny thing is, I thought the same thing. When the three members of the Kim family escape underneath a closing garage door, none of them tripped the safety sensor, would have reversed the garage door.
Yes, I did think about that too. I like this. It says, in an interview with the Korean magazine, director Bong Joon spoke of his experience in filming in a hyper-rich Korean home. He said his hand literally shook from anxiety when he was returning a trash can that was used as a prop. The trash can was of high-tech variety that stayed silent even when the lid was being closed and cost as much as US $2,500. If
Wait,
I
what?
had, he had a trash can on set for the rich family home that cost as much as $2,500, and he was anxious, like, I'm gonna return this now. Like, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and this was a plot hole, which this actually brings in more. Whoops. I guess like South Korean stuff in here, but it's like it around the hour 10 mark, according to the movie, the previous owner didn't tell the Parks about the bunker because he was embarrassed. But bunkers are common in South Korea, and this would have been a selling point. In any case, the real estate agent would tell the Parks. The housekeeper also knows about it, even before her husband is hiding there. But she never tells the Parks. There's really no good reason why they should not know that there's a bunker in their house.
Hey, me as an American, I bought into it.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So the Kim mother, is so the poor family's mom, when they have the house themselves, is seen throwing a hammer in the lawn of the Park house. She had won the medal. She won a medal of this in an athletic event, and the medal can be seen hanging in the beginning of the movie, the house.
And the dad tries to save it, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that's pretty neat. This is also a fun little piece of trivia. Body count 4. That's the whole thing. I'm like, okay.
It does say, you know how he said like we've seen the same actor across his movies. It does say in one of the trivia, director Bong Joon chose his longtime collaborator, won the dad of the poor family. And it looks like he also says that he uses the son. Oh, the son was in Okja, which we didn't watch because I said that the content warnings might be a bit much for me. But he said that he chose to go with those two actors before the rest of it. And he said that if the guy that played the dad had declined, he wouldn't have made the movie, as he couldn't think another player or an actor could play the part. And he does he does play a lot of dads in his movies. Plays a dad in all 3 of the movies we watched.
Yeah, and different types of dads. Like, I don't know. I still like to think they're all the same dad.
In different universes, different timelines.
Yeah, it's like everything everywhere all at once. It's like that. We're just seeing all the different timelines of him being a dad. There's got to be a timeline out there where he's a good dad, or at least a successful dad.
It does say the gym in the film is the same place where Bong Joon Ho filmed the quarantine sequence in The Host.
Oh,
He didn't realize it. It was reminded by a member of the crew. And went, oh fuck.
yeah, that's what I originally was looking up, and I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going there and it's like, so the park intimate scene on the couch, and Tony Raines, which is is that his name? I was like, I didn't realize his name was. It says English name or something. Now I'm like looking to see if that's his name, but anyway, he was he was like, oh, sorry, Tony Raines was mentioned that it's an explicit sex scene. Sorry if I read the whole thing, I got caught up on that. And Bong Joon Ho has ever filmed, and he says, "I'm not that perverted of a guy. I'm a very light, pleasant man." So, yeah, and then apparently there's multiple trivias and goofs that the family that moves in at the end is actually from Switzerland.
Oh, because I thought that's what the flag was.
Yes, because there's a Swiss national flag on there. They were saying the flag of Bern and 3 tourist hotspots in Switzerland. Which is like, they actually could be from Switzerland, but he mistakes them from Germany because they also speak German. And then it's like, but of course, it could also be Germans that moved to Switzerland. Yeah. So, yeah, I got nothing else I can think of.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Like, it says, like, Alfred Hitchcock inspired a lot of this movie, which I could see from the way that, like, the windows and the doors and stuff are, like, shot. Another thing is, I think he said that he was inspired by Kurosawa's High and Low, which, like you said, it's like a heist movie, so...
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Bong Joon-ho, this is two little squares above this. He calls it a tragic comedy that depicts humor, horror, and the sadness that arise when you have live a prosperous life together, and then run up to the reality of just how difficult life can be.
Yeah.
So, actually, I just thought of something else. Like, would have been a really fun thing if they did a TV show. It is the movie, which I think would be tough because now everyone's a little bit older. But it's from the perspective of the family, of just how the staff changes, and they're just like, what is going on here? Like, it's all like from like the
rich family's perspective.
Yeah, maybe like from the dad's, because the dad, rich dad's
He's barely
in there.
Yeah.
And it's just he just comes home and it's just like,
I replace the help again.
Yeah, it's like, whatever. It's like, as long as she's happy. So
It could be fun. But yeah.
I like my original thought. But anyway.
Yeah, I think we've yapped about this movie plenty. We didn't leave a lot of time for banter, and we've run the clock.
It's all good. When did we talked about... Wait, did we talk about this movie in the podcast yet?
The one that we just watched? Yeah, I think we spent the last hour talking about it.
No. Did we talk about it on another episode? I can't remember. I don't think we did.
Not that I can recall. Maybe in passing to say that we both watched it.
Yeah. Anyway, tune in next week. Oh.
If you stuck around this long, next week is Mickey 17.
Yes. I have to find out where I can get it.
So, I have a copy for my library.
I need to go sign up for my library because now I have my ID.
Wow. But yes, so then after, tune in next week for that movie and to find out who our final director of 2025 will be.
Spoilers. They could have Christmas movies.
Gasp.
Yes. Is they also a spoiler? You'll just have to find out next week. Until next time, bye.